Hello, wonderful audience. Welcome to Julie's channel. Josh Duggar's attempt to fight back against the system has just hit another dead end. Yep, his appeal to reduce his sentencing? Rejected. The 36-year-old former reality star, who once paraded his life on TLC's 19 Kids and Counting, won't be walking out of prison anytime soon. He's locked up until 2032, no early exits for good behavior here. So, let's break down what's going on. Josh has been behind bars since 2021 after being convicted for downloading and possessing child pornography, CP. We're talking about seriously disturbing material, and the courts are having none of his attempts to wriggle out of this. His legal team, led by attorney Justin Gelfand, tried pulling out all the stops, saying federal agents overstepped during the investigation. According to them, Josh's phone was taken away while he was trying to call his lawyer during a raid at his car dealership. Gelfand argued that this was a violation of his rights. His defense was banking on this to get a retrial. But, clearly, the courts didn't buy it. On Monday, the Supreme Court officially shut down Josh's latest plea. They didn't even explain why, they just said, nope. So, Josh remains in FCI Seacoville, a federal prison in Texas, where he's going to be staying for the next 8 years. Now, here's the kicker, despite the serious charges, it's not all doom and gloom behind bars for Josh. Seacoville isn't exactly what you'd call a rough prison. According to reports, he's got access to all kinds of activities, pickleball, basketball, tennis, you name it. While his life is certainly far from the cushy world of reality TV fame, it's also not quite the bleak image some people may have imagined. There's no solitary confinement here. Instead, Josh is reportedly staying busy in what sounds like a surprisingly comfortable environment for someone convicted of such a serious crime. And then there's his family. The Duggars. This is where things get really interesting because the family dynamics have been nothing short of dramatic. Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar, Josh's parents, stood by him for most of the trial, along with his wife, Anna. In fact, Anna has stuck by Josh hard. Even when the public turned against him, she kept saying they were happily married. She's taken a ton of heat for it, too. People were not happy with her loyalty to a man convicted of such horrific crimes. But here's a twist, Anna might finally be reconsidering. Rumors have been swirling that she's thinking about relocating to Texas to be closer to Josh while he serves out the rest of his sentence. On the one hand, it could be seen as another sign of her standing by her man, but others are saying it's more complicated. Anna has been through a lot, raising 7 kids on her own while her husband sits in prison. She's been seen in recent Instagram posts with the family looking noticeably more relaxed. Some fans even speculate that Anna is happier with Josh out of the picture, suggesting maybe, just maybe, she's starting to imagine a life without him. Honestly, it's hard to say where Anna's head is right now. If she does move to Texas, it could either be a sign that she's still holding on to hope for their marriage, or it could be more practical, just making visitation easier for the kids. Either way, the public's eyes are on her, and no matter what she chooses, people are going to have opinions. But speaking of opinions, Josh's siblings have not been so supportive. A lot of them have distanced themselves from their disgraced brother. It's a stark contrast to his parents' stance, and it's clear that the family is divided. Some of the Duggar kids have publicly spoken out against Josh, and it's pretty obvious that there's no unified front here. And we can't forget about Caleb Williams, Josh's former co-worker. Remember him? He was dragged into the mess when Josh's lawyer tried to deflect blame, suggesting that Caleb might have been responsible for the illegal material found on Josh's work computer. It was a pretty bold move. Basically, Josh's defense team tried to say that Caleb could have been the one to commit the crime. But that theory didn't hold water in court either, and Josh's appeal went nowhere. So, what does all this mean for Josh now? Well, his fate seems pretty much sealed. He'll be serving out the rest of his sentence in Seacoville, where he's got a while to reflect on his actions. As for his family, it seems like the Duggars are slowly fracturing under the weight of it all. His parents continue to support him, but the cracks are showing, especially when it comes to his siblings. And Anna. Well, her next move could be a game changer, whether she decides to stay loyal or finally cut ties with the man who's left her in this unimaginable situation. One thing's for sure, this story is far from over. We'll be keeping a close eye on Josh's family and what happens next. Because while he's stuck behind bars, the drama outside of prison just keeps on unfolding.